My duty as a pastor with scriptural knowledge is to help believers who come across me to know that the primary reason for church is not for miracle. The primary purpose for church is not for miracle. The primary purpose for church is not for prosperity. In fact, the primary purpose for church, this one will break your mind now, is not even for longevity. You can serve God well and still die premature. We have come to a time we should let everybody who come to church know that the primary purpose for church is spiritual relationship with the spiritual being that is your God. The primary purpose is relationship with your maker. In order for you to understand him, to know him, for him to know you, and create a path for you with him when you are no longer in this part of the world. 90% of what we guarantee your successful life on earth, the power is in your hand. The remaining 10% is what the spirit will do for you. And that 90% that is in your hand, you have to also share it with a fellow human being, because human being can determine your rising and they can determine your falling. The requirement for church success is different from the requirement for conventional company success. See, if you know this, man, you won't be offended about God. When life goes wrong with you, the first question you should ask, or the first person you should ask question, is not God, it's yourself. Where have I missed it? Did I miscalculate? Did I relate with the wrong person? Did I move at the wrong time? Am I in the right place? The first person you should question is yourself. But as believer, we have been so religiously indoctrinated to a point where when anything goes wrong, we ask God questions. And that's why a lot of us get sink in the problem of life. Because in the end of the day, you ask questions from who will not answer you. When God has spoken about a matter and you didn't pick it, he will never repeat himself. Have I not taught us in this church that God is not our errand boy? God does not run errand for us. The primary reason he created us in his image and after his likeness is for him to have rest, so that we can dominate. He gave us the power, subdue and replenish. In other words, when I created you, I have given to you 90% of what it would require for you to have earthly success. And that's why you don't need to be a believer to be successful. If you can assess those things that God has put inside of you. And can I shock you? You're not acknowledging him as God will not make him to withdraw that part from you. He's only waiting for you on the other side. Judgment for people who doesn't know God is on the other side. Their judgment is not here. If you go through any judgment here, it is karma. A lot doesn't believe it too, but it exists. You can't do people bad in this life and expect life to be good for you or true. You could suffer. So if you don't want to call it karma, you call it the reward. You know, a lot will tell you there's nothing like karma. You know that, and that's one of the errors in the body.